If you decided not to get your coffee that day, right, and you decided to make your own coffee, which is what we're doing here at home, right, and you put that advertising, that Starbucks budget that you have for the month, you can literally use that Starbucks budget for the month and start figuring out what is working right now to try to get people consistently. Once you see a little bit of success, then you'll have more confidence to then put in and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to buy your coffee as well, and you're going to put 2 lattes on there, and you're going to do it at $10 a day. And you start working your way up until you know it, all of a sudden now you're confidently spending $100 because you know you're going to make $200 back in profit.
So where's the best place to get leads for your business right now? We wanted to talk a little bit about that because we've been seeing a lot of you having issues with that. But before we go there, for everyone that is new, for everyone that is joining, this is your first cafecito, love to introduce ourselves. So my name is Jai Bugarin. And
I'm Ray Valentin.
And welcome. We're really excited that you're joining us. We're doing this every Tuesday. The idea is to inspire you to get the right tools and skills so that you can grow a successful online business, right? And through your business, be empowered to make a difference. So that's what this community is all about. And we're super excited to be here another week. I think this is our 8th week, dude. So we're doing this for 2 months. Pretty crazy. Time flies.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think, it's been evolving, and the community so far has been, we get a lot of DMs now from the community letting us know that we're on track when it comes to us not only giving you the tools and the training, but also the mindset that you need in order to overcome those limiting beliefs so that you can go out there and actually build the business that you want. And like Jai said, use that business then to the success of that business to then create a massive impact in your community. So we're super excited, guys. We're going to get started here. I mean, the question is here, where is the best place to get leads for your business right now? I think a lot of people are showing up here. If you guys like this question, give us a like, let us know. And also, we want to know in this, are you guys, anybody here using paid advertising to get leads for their business, or are you guys relying on free strategies, organic strategies to grow your business? We'd be very curious to find out what's the consensus here in the Cafecito training.
Absolutely. Please let us know, guys, if you're actually spending money in advertising to get leads for your business, or if you're just relying on organic methods. That would be really useful as we go through this call. But why don't we, Ray, why don't we get started? Why don't we talk a little bit about what is actually hurting our Latinopreneurs first? What's happening? What's missing that is holding them back? And then we can go into some solutions. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, just looking back in the course of like working with hundreds of, entrepreneurs that are trying to market their business and literally, managing well over $1 million in advertising spend, one of the common things that I saw was, and that I still see that's a major problem when it comes to, where people want to get leads from, right, is that they don't have a solid plan in place as to how to generate leads. Right? I always think about it like this. Famous copywriter by the name of Carlton, he says, if you needed to produce leads and sales for your business and you had a gun to your head, right? What would be your plan? What would you need to do if that was dependent on your life, right? If your life depended on it, right? So what I mean by that is that when you're dealing with your business at that high level and you know that leads and sales are the lifeblood of your business, then you need to have some kind of core plan in place as to what it is that you're doing on a daily basis to continue to connect with people and get new people in that you can talk to that will later become your clients. Or maybe you filter them so that they don't waste your time. So a lot of people are kind of running around, doing all kinds of sort of, a little bit here, a little bit there, but they don't have a core strategy as to say, okay, this is what's getting me leads every single day. Every day we're getting this amount of leads and we're building on that on a day-to-day basis. So that's one of the biggest issues that we're seeing when it comes to that. People are just kind of hopping around on what's the hottest thing, but they don't have a core strategy as to how they're going to actually roll out and make new connections for their business.
Does
that make sense?
True. And to add on to that, also understand, like, tracking your results, understanding what it is that you're going after, so that you can day to day be looking at your numbers, at your data, and making adjustments based on that. If you don't really know, based on your industry, how much a lead costs, how much, what percentage or what conversion is what's tells you if your ad or your organic efforts are failing or succeeding, then you're pretty lost. You're blind out there, and you're just going based on what people are saying, right? So you could have, let's say, an ad that is producing you leads at $5, and you might feel that that is too expensive, and you freak out, and you end up shutting down the ad and running away from it, when maybe in your industry, $5 is actually really good. And if you know that that each lead eventually, the long-term value of that lead is, I don't know, $10, then you would be okay spending $5 without a problem. But if you don't understand your math, you're not really tracking what's going on, or you don't have, like Ray was saying, a plan backed up by some actual data that you're tracking, then you're going to feel pretty overwhelmed and frustrated as you go through this process, because it's not an easy process. And if you don't really have that plan, that solid plan, and know exactly the numbers you're looking for, then it's going to continue to get really, really frustrating.
I love that. So I think a couple questions are coming in, or a couple, I know Latin media is saying need lots of help with this. Can you elaborate a little bit on what exactly you're doing? Give us some insight. Are you using paid marketing? Are you relying on free efforts? What is it that you're doing now to generate leads? And then the question I have for everyone that's here, it's like, how are you doing it? What's your core plan right now based on what we're talking about here? What is it that you do on a day-to-day basis to continue to reach new people every day that you can talk to, that you can talk about your product or service? Because without that, you have no business, right? So if you don't have that in place, you really just kind of have like a hobby. You don't really have a legitimate business. And like what Jai says, if you don't know your numbers, if I told you, hey, in order to make a contact with someone, it's going to cost you $1,000, right? But that $1,000 is ultimately going to generate $10,000 in revenue. I mean, how often would you give me $1,000, right? All day long, right? You would always keep like, hey, I'm going to keep paying Ray $1,000 because it's going to give me $10,000 in revenue. So knowing your numbers has to really, that's paralyzing you from, I don't know, that's too expensive, I don't know. And because you don't know that kind of ignorance of not knowing that is really causing you to like not take any action and dive in.
Right, totally, 100%. And he just answered, relying mainly on building web and social media content, no paid marketing. That's good. When you're just doing organic, you need to be super specific on who it is that you're targeting, who is your dream client, so that every piece of communication counts. We actually, last Wednesday, in our Facebook group, we did a free training where we're talking specifically about that, how to grow your engagement, how to attract your dream clients. It's on our Facebook group, so make sure you go check it out. It's about 30 minutes, but we show some examples. It's a really good training, so definitely check it out and let us know your thoughts. Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
But I think to be in 2018, right, and not be using paid marketing, in my opinion, just means that you are suffering from some of the problems that we're talking about, right? Because again, if you are confident in what you are providing as a service, right, and you're confident that you're going to get your clients results, right? I don't care if you're baking a cake, to helping them fix their car, to helping them fix their emotional issues. It doesn't matter. If you're providing a service that's going to create results and you can deliver those results because you've been in business, then what's stopping you from diving in and using paid marketing to get people to come to you on autopilot? There's only so much time that you have during the day where you're posting all day long and using that to try to attract people. And I think at this point, to not have that leverage really means that you kind of have to look at what we're talking about here to really determine where you fall in where it comes to, maybe you don't have a solid plan, or maybe you don't know your numbers yet because you're not confident enough to say, hey, if I knew that I can get people to come into my list or become subscribers at this price, I know that I would be profitable. So you might have to visit that exercise or in fact, reach out to us if you wanted to, and get us to kind of look at what you got going on as far as your numbers are concerned, and really see where you're not looking at. Is it the plan, or is it your numbers? So something's missing there that's not giving you the confidence to pull the trigger.
That's 100% accurate. Because the reality is, if you knew that for every dollar you're spending, you're making 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, then you would be spending a lot of money, right? Because you would know, hey, if I spend $100, I'm making 2. If I'm spending $1,000, I'm making 2. If I spend 100,000, I'm making 200,000. So at that point, once you have that math figured out, then it's game over, because then you can really start leaning on advertising and knowing that as long as you're hitting your numbers, your KPIs, you're going to be making money, right? So you want to get to that point. You want to know your math to the point where you're confident enough to know that you're investing in your business. It's only going to help you grow and scale and build a more successful business. But yeah, but what don't we, and there's my cat in the background there, if you guys saw him. I apologize. She loves to just go behind my monitor and take naps back there. She just woke up and stuck her head out. But anyway, if you love cats, that's Sunny. Anyway, so Ray, why don't we keep moving forward?
Absolutely. So guys, if you're joining us here, Latinopreneurs, we're talking about obviously where's the best place to get leads for your business right now. We just covered a couple of big problems that we see, but one of the solutions to kind of really diving in and really figuring this out is that nowadays you can start super small, right, and have the confidence of then slowly building up, right? With paid marketing, one of the biggest advantages is, hey, while I'm sleeping, usually I wake up, right, and I have notifications on our calendar letting us know about people that are interested in talking to us and getting on a call with us, right? But that's happening while I'm sleeping, right? I don't have to do any kind of, content marketing or anything like that. I just, set the ads up and then start running. So the idea is you can start small, literally with like a $5 budget for one channel, right? We recommend kind of starting small with one channel. For us, we're seeing huge a return when it comes to starting with Instagram marketing, right? So for example, being able to advertise small, start with $5 a day, starting seeing what's working, and then you can quickly eliminate what's not working and just continue to put more advertising dollars to the things that are working. And before you know it, now you have a consistent flow of people that are coming to you, and you start to see what that price and that cost is because you started small. So literally, think about it. If you decided not to get your coffee that day, right, and you decided to make your own coffee, which is what we're doing here at home, right, and you put that advertising, that Starbucks budget that you have for the month, you can literally use that Starbucks budget for the month and start figuring out what is working right now to try to get people consistently. Once you see a little bit of success, then you'll have more confidence to then put in and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to buy your coffee as well, and you're going to put 2 lattes on there, and you're going to do it at $10 a day. And you start working your way up until you know it, all of a sudden now you're confidently spending $100 because you know you're going to make $200 back in profit. Does that make sense?
100%. And that sort of brings us back to what we were talking about before of knowing your math, right? Because as you're starting slow, like Ray's saying, and you're putting in a latte's worth every single day, then you want to be collecting the data, but you want to know what that data means so that you can continue to either turn off some ads, turn on other ones, retest, or scale one, right? One is working. Let's keep increasing small amounts every single day until that $5 now is $15, $20 a day, $100 a day, whatever that is. But it's just understanding really your math. For example, here we're always tracking how much a lead is costing us, and we have a limit. Like we know how much we can spend on a lead when we're still being profitable, right? So we play between that, and we're constantly tweaking and optimizing to make sure that our lead cost is coming down or staying within the range that we're comfortable with. At the same time, we're also tracking how much is a booking costing us? How much is it costing us to get someone on the phone, right? So that's a huge metric for us, because we also know that once we get people on the phone, we know what conversion rate we have. We know how many people, out of how many people, let's say out of 10 people that get on the phone, we know that we're closing X amount, right? So So our goal is to be pushing people to the calls, but we need to understand how much it's costing us to get them there to make sure that it's profitable. Now, once we know that, then you know what margin you have, right? So once you're within the margin that you love, that you want, then you're golden. At that point, you just keep on pushing your ads, and you know that you're generating that money, right? So at that point, you know, for every dollar we're spending, we're making $3.50. So perfect. So no one would be scared of spending money on ads if they knew that math and they knew that $1 is going to make them $3. But it takes a little bit of time and effort to collect that data. And the plan that Ray's suggesting is amazing, because if you start really small, you know, a lot of people say, no, dude, you're lying, people. You can never do that with $5. We've actually had a couple students say that to us. Like, oh, you know, that's a lie. People say that that's not true. Well, it is true, but that's where you begin. You begin with something you can afford. Right. The goal is to continue to get data so you can continue to get leads at the price that you want, at the price point you want. Once you get there, that's your first milestone. Then you keep growing and moving and doing all those things, right? But you got to understand how much you're willing to pay for a lead, how much you're willing to pay for a booking, how much you're willing to pay for anything that you're doing based on your industry and your business. You got to really understand that. And at the beginning, you might not know it, which means you got to start testing and researching and finding out, you know, what is a good price for a lead in your industry, and then go from there, right? But you definitely have to start putting a little bit of money and testing. I noticed a question, or actually Latin Medias, just to continue with you know, following his question. He says, the problem is that I have a large ticket item, not small. Now, when you're selling large ticket items, you really got to build trust before you can sell any of that, right? So that's where you need to really look at your efforts on how you're communicating with your audience. Who are you attracting? How are you adding value? How are you building trust with them so they feel comfortable paying for $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000 item, right? You have to build that trust. And also, a lot of those, you want to sell them on the phone. So you got to have a system in place, an automatic system that is going to keep bringing people on the phone to you, so that then you can build that relationship with them over the phone, see if it's a good fit, and then you can offer your product or service, right?
Absolutely. So guys, answering the question here, you know, where we recommend and what we're seeing is that if you're not advertising right now on Instagram and you're not utilizing the latte method that I just explained, where instead of and you're starting small with Instagram, you're really missing out on a ton of opportunity, right? Let me give you guys a little tip that's happening right now while we're doing this, right? So while we're doing this, because we've set up our Instagram marketing the right way, everyone that's in quote unquote engaging with us, right? You guys are commenting on it. You guys are here, right? What happens is then you can then create ads that start to target people that are very much not only you, but also very similar to your profiles. Latin, business owner, right? Things like that. And those are all things that we talk a lot more about in depth in our course. But just doing this little weekly episode over time allows us to reach people that are more consistent with the numbers that we want and the people that we want to target. So, and we were able to start very small with Instagram. You can advertise in the Instagram news feed for very cheap, and you can also advertise inside of the stories of Instagram, which a lot of people are not doing and they just don't know how, but we're seeing great results in there as well. So guys, if you're not at least spending $5 or investing $5 into your business to find out if the most powerful marketing strategy that's ever been really created, you know, when it comes to advertising on social media, you know, with the amount of people that are, you know, literally are walking around with their phones. I think I read a stat the other day that said, like, out of the billions of phones that are in the world, about 40% of those people have access to some kind of messenger app, like an Instagram or a Facebook. So it's like where everybody is, literally, you can put your business in front of those people right away for literally pennies on the dollar. So, you know, guys, jump on that as much as you can.
And guys, and here's something really important too, you know, like what Ray's talking about is like retargeting, right? So we see who's touching or interacting with our content, and then we're able to retarget them and advertise directly to them, or create a lookalike audience to do the same. That's really, really great. But that's also that it's really important for your content and communication to be align with the client that you're trying to attract, so that you're then that lookalike audience or that retargeting is actually, it actually works. Because if you have the wrong people in your account, if you're just focused on bringing people to your Instagram account, that means your Instagram account is filled with people that are not potential clients, right? That might not even be interested in the content that you have. They're just kind of following the account to follow it. And then there goes all the automated system that Facebook and Instagram are doing. They're going and attracting people that don't really align with your product or service. So it's really important that you understand that your communication, your content and communication needs to be directly targeting those dream clients of yours, right? Your potential clients. So then when you do all these efforts, they're actually counting. Because if you're not attracting the right people, no matter if you start spending $5 a month, you're gonna, or a day for a month, you're gonna come back a month later and say, this thing didn't work, right? Like, I'm attracting people that are not buying, no one's interested. Well, you now need to take a step back and look at your content, look at your communication. Who are you attracting into your world? And your goal should be to only be attracting people that are already looking for your product or service, right? And then all these other techniques and strategies will have a huge impact in your business. Absolutely. But
so
yeah,
guys,
Instagram is working tremendously for us.
Absolutely. I mean, that's mostly where most of the people that we're finding that are downloading our material, that are jumping on the phone with us, all happening through Instagram. And so if you're not advertising on Instagram, or, you're trying to figure all this stuff out, guys, we put together some resources in our bio that you can check out. If you're like trying to just figure this out and it's, and it's high priority for you, then we definitely invite you to check out one of our resources, where then you can, after checking it out, you'll be able to jump on a call with us and set up a time with us where we could put our heads together and kind of help you figure this out, help you figure out what your plan is, kind of take a look at your numbers, and really devise a strategy for you and say, okay, based on what we're seeing and based on our experience from what we're seeing in the marketplace, this is kind of where I think you should be going, right? This is where we would recommend you present. And then at that point, you can decide, hey, let's go forward with this and do this, and start small and work your way up. So if that's something that resonates with you and you're like, yeah, I want to figure this stuff out, then definitely reach out to us, because this is why we're here for. This is why our communities is here, is to empower you with not only the tools, but also the skill set and the mindset, so that you can do it confidently and be able to build your business the right way.
Absolutely. And guys, we are interested in the win-win, right? We want you to win. We want to create more leaders in our communities. We want to push your culture forward. I mean, we talk about this stuff often, and that is really our main priority. So we've created all these tools for you so that you can take advantage of them, right? If you're in a position where you really want to grow your business, or you want to start a business, then start it the right way and stop, don't waste so much time. If you keep following a bunch of gurus, and everybody has their own method and their own way. So don't get caught up in that. There's way too much information out there that is actually paralyzing. So don't go there. If you enjoy what we're talking about here, if this resonates with you, then go download the free resources we have and start filling them out and get involved. Get in our Facebook group, ask us questions, follow up with us, so that we can keep helping you get to where you want to go, right? But don't, stop just thinking about it. Really take action. Download it today, fill it out. I mean, we have a workbook there. There's 20 pages. It might take you a week to fill out, but take your time and really start building that foundation so that you can build a successful business. And unfortunately, we talk to a lot of you that don't really have a foundation. You're looking at multiple gurus. You're confused. You tried this one thing for 2 minutes, and then you turned around and tried this other thing for 2 minutes. And it's like, no. Let's come up with a plan, and let's execute it, and let's stick to that plan. Right? Let's keep tweaking it and optimizing it and making it work. People that succeed are those that have patience and continue to work their plan. They don't just run away the first obstacle they find. They keep on finding ways to fix it. And if you continue to work on the same business for over and over, you're eventually going to get it right, and things are going to click, and all of a sudden you're going to start seeing, that at least you're breaking even, and then eventually you're going to start making some profit. And the next thing you know, you can be that story that says, hey, a year ago, I just had a dream of starting an online business, and now I have a business that is profitable. I'm working from Bali. I'm doing this. I started a foundation. I'm giving back. Those are the stories that we want to create, and that's what we want for you, right? So definitely click the link in our bio, download any of our free resources, check them out, let us know your thoughts, and let's keep this conversation going, right?
Absolutely. I think Sylvia just mentioned what's the name of our Facebook group. Our name is Latinopreneurs Online Business Mastermind. You can find it by clicking the link in our bio and actually just clicking on the button and requesting to join. Just answer a couple of the questions that we have, and then boom, you'll be part of our growing community of Latinos y Latinas that are out there building a business and networking with each other, and then also providing, we provide a ton of free resources and live trainings where we kind of go a little bit more in depth with all of the concepts that we present here on the Cafecito training.
Yeah, so definitely join the Facebook group. Again, it's the link in the bio. Tomorrow, actually, I was thinking to say this Wednesday, but every Wednesday evening now at 6 p.m. PST, we're doing a live training. And tomorrow we're going to go a little bit more in depth into this and actually share our screen and show you some stuff. So definitely join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. But again, let's continue to take action and let's continue to take steps forward, because otherwise we're never going to achieve that level of success, or we're never going to attain that successful online business that is going to give us the lifestyle that we want and also empower us to make a difference, right? So it's the sooner you start, the sooner you'll get there. And even if you fail 3 or 4 or 5 times, that's sort of part of the journey, right? Is the ticket of admission to the lifestyle that you want. Is you have to stumble, you have to be deal with discomfort, and but eventually you grow, you learn, you expand, and you overcome those obstacles, and you continue to become a better entrepreneur, right? So that is the goal. So yeah, let's keep pushing forward. Click the link in the bio, download those resources, let us know your thoughts, and we hope to see you tomorrow, Wednesday at 6 p.m. PST. Is there any questions that we can answer real quick right before we finish the call?
Yeah, so official Sean Christian says, thank you guys for the info. Can't wait to work with you guys. I'll also join the group. Awesome. We look forward to having you. Ruby says, hello. Treasure Networks, Bing ads, do they work? Yes, depending on the kind of business that you have. If people are actively searching for your product or service, like let's say I'm looking for an attorney, I'm looking for a doctor, I'm looking for a dentist, right? People are looking for that actual thing at that moment, then absolutely. They say about 10% of the market is on Bing, and then the other 90% is on Google. So it's a good place to start and really figure out what's working, before you move over. Again, if you join us on our training, we'd be happy to kind of go over some of these other things here. But yeah, and then,
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that when you come to the live trainings, you can actually ask questions live. We're also going to start doing like hot seats. So if you want to come to the training, DM us, let us know. We can organize it, and then you can share your screen directly on the live. We can look at some of your stuff, give you our input. So definitely join the group, and definitely join the live trainings that we do every Wednesday. It's better to join them live, again, because you can ask your questions right there, and we can vibe together on a certain topic. But if you, for whatever reason, you can't join them live, then they're also recorded and they're on the actual Facebook group. So definitely join us there. But yeah, man, I think we covered the point very well. Is there any other questions, Ray? I'm not looking at that right now.
Yeah, so M. Ramos, official, as a coach, how do you stop attracting other coaches and start attracting ideal paying clients? Joined late, not sure if that was covered. That's a great question. So a lot of what you're going to look at when you're looking to attract the right clients, and we were just discussing this, and we're always discussing this because it's a huge position when it comes to advertising, is the messaging, right? So what you're putting out in your ads, right, and what you're putting out in your content, what you're putting out in your video, literally should be just speaking directly to your ideal client. So, and that means, if you're a coach, then this is not for you, right? If you're not looking to attract coaches, then you say this is not for you. If that's important to have in your ads, as well as what you're actually looking for. So that when people look at your advertisement, they go, oh, that's me. Great. You want to speak to them as quickly as possible, gravitate their attention, and use the ad to qualify them or disqualify them so that you continue to then attract the right kind of people.
And sorry, he's got a call. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Right
we
on.
can hear
So
you.
that also here, I lost my train of thought there, but right. So that speaks to understanding what you're well. So if you understand what's, and we actually covered this on that training last week, because this whole training was about this. Is if you understand the problem that your client, your dream client, is going through and how it feels on a daily basis, then you should be communicating to that, because no other coach is going to respond to that, right? It's going to be the person that is going through that is going to see that, is going to speak to them, and they're going to engage with you. So definitely understanding who you're trying to attract and speaking directly to them and only to them, right? So don't try to make your communication or your content really broad so that everybody can engage with it. You don't want that. You want only the people that you're looking for to engage with it. Therefore, you should speak directly to them, right? So definitely. That should make a
Awesome.
huge difference. And definitely check out that training from last week. It's on the Facebook group. I think you'll find it very informative. Cool. So I think that does it, no?
Yeah, let's wrap up.
Guys, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. We have so much fun doing this. We hope to see you on the Facebook group. Definitely DM us if you have any questions, concerns, whatever. Join the group. We look forward to keep getting to know you and your business better. And as always, wake up, take ownership, and become the change that you want to see in your communities and in the world. Thank you so much for Latinopreneurs. Until next time, take care.